Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this article comes to you guys from Yahoo Finance. This is a older article. This is a placeholder. I will leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So I think the SpaceX T-Mobile partnership serves T-Mobile in two different ways. And I wanted to discuss that with you guys, get your guys' take, comments, and thoughts in the comments, and I'll give you guys my commentary. So for one, which is which is of course very clear, it serves T-Mobile customers in areas where there is no native coverage or just hard to reach areas for any network. So it serves T-Mobile from that perspective, and that's the whole idea behind it, right? To serve customers where there is no native coverage. The Everglades, they're claiming there's about 500,000 square miles in the US that are covered by no one. The middle of oceans and mountainous areas and hiking trails. And essentially that's what the first option, the first go-to is for SpaceX and T-Mobile is direct to cell service. Once it's fully commercially operational, it's supposed to be no different than your regular cell experience, right? Calling, texting, and then some data. Now, of course, you're not going to see 500-600 megabits a second from this connection. So in that regard, it isn't the same, but you should be able to do some emailing here and there, maybe some MMS, texting, calling in these types of situations. So the second part where I feel this could also serve T-Mobile in a positive way is some of the areas that are not too far off the grid. Meaning, if it's a mountainous area that now, since T-Mobile is a growing company, they're getting more premium customers according to them. So they might have new customers going into areas that T-Mobile engineers need to relook. They've ran analysis to say, hey, look, because they're all about customer focus driven coverage. So if T-Mobile customers are never going to, say an area that's now all of a sudden covered by SpaceX, and there's more customers now going to that area because T-Mobile's growing, SpaceX might reach out to T-Mobile and say, hey, look, we've been covering this area with our satellites for you, and we've noticed that there's far more traffic than our satellites are meant to handle. So you might have to relook this area, and it might be time to place a native tower to this specific area because your customers are now going to this specific area. And that's the second part. I feel that's also very important for T-Mobile to look at and say, hey, look, we are seeing a lot more traffic and we are going to have to put a native T-Mobile tower in this area because all of a sudden more of our customers are going to this specific area that we've never had coverage in, and SpaceX has been helping us out. So that's something to look at too. So I think that's the second option that will also help T-Mobile and guide them in placing some towers in some of those areas. So that's what I feel. There's two positives here. The first one, clear, cut, and dry. This will get services to areas that have never been covered before. And then the second one, it'll help T-Mobile say, hey, look, we do need to put some more native coverage into these areas because more of our customers are now traveling and going to these, specific areas that we didn't see before. So those are two of the things that I feel are important in this case. So SpaceX they've done some beta testing commercially. There's been some texting from satellite to a device, T-Mobile device, and it seems to work as planned for now. They still got to do more testing. There's calling testing, there's data testing. So all of that is coming. I think it'll come sooner than later, in my opinion. I know they're wanting to temper expectations and they don't want to really give time frames, but I think once they have this figured out and they get the technology going, I think it'll be quicker than some realize. Is 2025 the target? I don't know, but I think it'll be quicker than some may think. Some may think 2026, 2027. I don't think it'll take that long for the teams. Once they have the data and once they've done the testing and they get everything implemented, I think it'll happen faster than some may realize. So let me know your thoughts. That's what I was thinking about last night. I was thinking, okay, SpaceX, what else could it possibly do for T-Mobile? And I strongly believe it could help T-Mobile guide them to put some native coverage in some areas where T-Mobile customers are now traveling and using more heavier data, because you don't cover all of the mountainous areas. I mean, you cover some of the sections of there, like if there's a ski resort or something like that. But if more of their customers are going off grid, you know, and hiking and snowboarding, whatever, you might have to cover that natively. And Verizon has done so in the past. I saw some videos recently in Colorado where Verizon does cover some of those areas that, like, more broadly, not just at the ski resort, but more broadly. And T-Mobile might have to relook that in the future. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.